don't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones. I want to thank you for joining us today in our wonderful, beautiful studios. This is the Watkins Broadcasting out of the Virgin Islands, and it's a wonderful, beautiful studio, and there are so many wonderful things that we're going to be able to do from this particular studio while we're here in the studio. And I want to thank you for, again, joining us, and tell you what, tell your friends to share this program. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have some wonderful, great information as we do it a little different twist on the Talk Beat Jones. Again, I am Billy E. Jones. And for those who are joining us, what is Talk Beat Jones? It's the program that reaches around the world. We, of course, understand local is important, and local is important to me. We simply want to expand our horizon to include the world to our conversation. We want the world to know what is going on, and we're broadcasting again out of the Watkins Broadcasting Network out of Highland Park, Detroit. And I tell you, it's a different feel in the studio. It's where you can be more inclusive in terms of the feeling and the touch. I can reach out and almost want to touch you from this particular studio there from the Virgin Island. I'm just so impressed with this studio, but again, I'm impressed with our other studio as well. I mean, I want you to understand, it's just growing. It's all in one particular complex. It's here for you. There's so many things. Whatever is happening today, the Watkins Network is making it happen from this particular location. So remember, ask your friends to share the Talk Beat Jones with Billy E. Jones. And again, we're coming live. We're on each Wednesday live, 10 a.m. to 11. So share it. Okay, let's get ready to rock and roll this morning. And again, we got, first thing, you got your president, Trump. He said that he don't know if he wants to leave. That's interesting. He said you don't know if he wants to leave. Also, he's talking about now, let's give the people $2,000, not $600. Let's give them $2,000. Is there a reason why President Trump is saying let's give them $2,000? Well, I'm walking out the door and I'm trying to get myself ready for the next 4 years. I want to have the people to have love for me. They trying to give them $6,000. If I say $2,000 and turn them down, guess what? There are people that's going to want to say, we want Trump. Speaking of we want Trump, have you noticed the folks that Trump has pardoned? I'm just going to put into one group. These are people, again, that Trump is setting up for when he's ready to call his army out. He has all of these crooks, all of these people who know how to be what you call undercover agents, ready to step in and work his apprentice programming. They won't be fired. They are hired. That's Donald Trump. Then we want to go into talking about this vaccine. There is so many conversations about this vaccine that I'm going to bring conversation today about the vaccine, but we're not going to just stay with that. We've got Christmas, we've got Hanukkah, and we've got other holidays to talk about. And I'm going to ask other folks to help me because I'm not really that holiday-ish type of spirited person. This will be the first year that I will be without my mother. And let me say it this way. I'm the older brother. My sister Jacqueline, who is deceased. My brother Hilton. My sister Doris Ann. My brother Ricky, who's deceased. My brother Daryl. My brother Sputnik. We are going through the first year of our lives without our family, without our mother. Not as a result, thank God, of COVID, but because of the timeline that God had given to her. And I'll just say this, my father made sure that our mother had a great, great life. Treated her like a queen all the way to her last breath. Thank you, our father, Mr. Isaac Washington. We love you dearly, greatly. And to all of you out there who have family members who you're spending the first year or the second year or whatever the year without your family member, we know the void. We know the void that you're feeling. But you know, it's the one thing that my mother, all the way to the end, when she was talking, would say, I fall down, we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. Because guess what? If you fall down and you stay there, it's nothing can happen except to put dirt on you, people walk on you. Stand up, put your shoulders back. Let's go, y'all. I want to live. I want to live. And because I want to live, and I have been a healthcare specialist for many, many years called Jones Exercise. The world is saying, Billy, what is your calling? What is your true calling? My true calling is love of people. And with this health pandemic going on, what am I going to do about it? I'm coming back into the healthcare field, y'all. Jones Exercise, not necessarily Jones Exercise, but Jones Exercise style. We're going to give you the motivation. We're going to give you the help. We're going to give you the steps you need to help yourself get healthy. Because what are you going to do? Just continue to get older and let things just get where it won't work. Things about your body won't work. Things that you put into your body is making it rust out. Then we're going to make a difference. We're going to make a difference. And for those who doubt me, remember, I told you I would bring Soul Beat Television to life from the West Coast to Detroit, or from Detroit to West Coast. And I'm so proud and so happy to see so many other folks from the Detroit lineage, from the Soul Beat lineage in Oakland that are picking up and are starting to put their programs together. Many of those had programs together, but I didn't know. And I'm so happy to be able to be informed about my fellow family members who have dealt with Soul Beat and what they're doing. But here I am. I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm with Mr. R.J. Watkins, Mr. Henry Tyler, WHPR, WHPS. And this station is just expanding, representing you, us, the black folks, all around the world. I want you to understand it's all around the world, people, and we love you. So I've had a few conversations here, but I want to do this. I want to celebrate another mother, 90 years of age, 90 years of age, and let her give you her perspective. And I want to let you know, this lady has been partly responsible for Billy standing up, being able to keep moving forward. Let's see, let's bring on that 27 line. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is
Hello.
You don't have to holler. You don't have to holler. Just talk regular. We got you.
Right.
Okay, Annie.
Yes.
This is Miss Annie Kegler. Miss Annie Kegler, how old are you?
90.
You're 90 years of age, and
Right.
you're talking to the world right now, Annie. You always talk about your friends when you were calling this Talk Beat Jones show before. Tell me something. What did your
Billy,
friends?
I'm introducing to my friends in Fort Lauderdale, Georgia, Miami, and also Dallas, Texas. They are listening now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm bringing to them today, we know it's braid time. We just have the beautiful braids on our hair, the long, the short, and it look wonderful. And we do have the cream shine that make those braids shine and look so pretty. They almost look like the sun on your head.
Okay,
and
now
we have
hold on, Annie. Now, what Annie is doing? I want you to know what Annie is doing. Annie's starting to sell you. Annie is a salesperson for the African Easy Silk Hair and Skin Line Products
That's
program.
right.
And you see, she's on fire all the time. So you're talking about the products and what they can do for the braids, etc. But okay, I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead, Annie. Talk about it.
And they look so wonderful till I'm gonna get me some. Now, as I was saying, we have this braid sheen. It moisturizes and also conditions the scalp, and therefore that makes our braid shine and look
Okay,
wonderful.
that's great. Now, you have all these various different products. We've got the different African Easy Silk Hair Skin Line products, etc. However, right about now, what does life mean for you, Annie?
Life for me right now, really about me being 90 years of age, I'm taking every day as it comes. Treat my friends and my fellow men right, and do as I think it should be done, and that's treat everybody wonderful and help everyone that I possibly can at my age this time. And I love me right long and now.
Wait.
Wait.
What did you say? I love me. Is that what you just said?
I love me
That's
right
right.
long and now. Because I think I have been wonderful to myself and well as a lot of others.
Yes.
Because I have really helped people through my lifetime.
Now tell me something. With your life up to 90 years of age and all the things we're going through, how does it affect you when you're constantly being told about family and friends that have no longer with us, they're deceased? How does that affect you in the fact that people say, well, it's getting close to my time, it's my time? How do you feel that? How do you approach that, Annie?
Well, as I feel now by myself, about myself, Billy, is I have lived a long time, and I have done wonderful works in my lifetime as church work and as other people. And it's one thing about, if you love people, you will treat people right. And they will also do the same for you.
Yes.
You get what you put out.
Okay. Now, so now tell me this. How long have you, let me do it this way. I met you about how many years ago? And we're talking,
About 8 years.
we're talking to Ms. Annie Kugler, a 90-year-old woman here, my client, my friend. Actually, I'm like a godson to her now. Met you when?
It's about 8 years, Billy.
About 8 years. And family, I want you to know when I talk about my healthcare experience, and Annie, you were, tell them what type of health were you in?
My health was bad. It was about as low as it could get at that particular time because I couldn't walk and couldn't hardly do anything for myself. And when I met Mr. Doctor, I forget his name now, he recommended me to you. And I asked him at that particular day, was he coming out? He said, no. He said, I have a wonderful gentleman, Annie. He said to come out there, and you'll love him. And he didn't tell nothing wrong either when he said, because he is a wonderful guy.
Oh, I know who you speak. You're talking about Mr. J.D. Hill and the hair doctor.
Yes, Mr. J.D. Hill. I got his name. And he introduced me to you through the phone.
Yes.
And
Now
he
listen,
told me that you would be out to my home that afternoon.
Okay,
and
now
I said, please come.
Annie,
Yes.
she's 90, y'all. Got to shorten it up. Here we go. Now, you met me, and you weighed how many pounds?
Billy, I weighed almost 400 pounds at that time.
And
I'm only 5 feet tall.
okay, so we're going to skip. So how much do you weigh now?
151.
And how many pounds did you think you lost, or your doctors told you that you lost? Come on now.
The doctor told me I had to lose.
No, I didn't ask you. I asked you, how many pounds did you lose?
Oh, well, from 51, that's somewhat like 260, something like that.
You almost lost a person, huh?
Yes.
How do you feel now?
Good.
Good. Okay. Hold on. Let me go to Mr. Leo Brazil. Hello, Mr. Leo Brazil. Let me do this, give you your props, because I want people to know when they're listening to you, Mr. Leo Brazil, who they're listening to. Councilman, Soul Beat talk show host, original Black Panther with Bobby Seale and Huey Newton. We're talking about a activist. We're talking about an attorney, Oh, heck, I'm losing out something. Help me out, Mr. Leo Brazil.
Help you out with what? Good morning.
Good morning. And also what now?
Help you out with what?
I'm trying to give all up because I got people from around the world that we call you Leo. People from Oakland may recognize you Leo, but people around the world don't know anything about you, brother. So I'm trying to give them who this voice is.
Well, I'm a 77-year-old black man sitting in here in Oakland, California, loving life, loving people. Retired from 20-some odd years of practicing law. Several years of teaching at Berkeley City College. I don't know, just being on Oakland City Council for 10 years, and the Housing Authority before that. Just, active in the community in various organizations.
And I want to
on various community boards, and just now not recuperate, but what's the word that would confined because of the COVID thing with my two sons here on 100th Avenue in Oakland, in East Oakland, East Oakland as we call it.
All right. Now let's get into some business here, Mr. Leo Brazil, because I wanted them to understand who they're listening to. Mr. Leo Brazil, the president has come out and said that that we should receive a $2,000 as opposed to $600. What do you think? What is your take on that?
It's just them messing up the game again. That's all it is. He's just trying to throw some shit.
Glad you spelled
into
it.
the face of the politicians before he goes out the door. See, he should have been doing that 6 months or a year ago. But he does it after they pass the bill and go home. What can they do? Now he got us talking about, we ought to have $2,000. Well, we should have been talking about that months ago and negotiating it down to whatever they was going to get to. But he waits until they pass the $600, then he comes in and says, "I think it ought to be $2,000."
So this was nothing but a game on it. This is nothing but a game on his part.
Right, because he knows that the congressman can't get back on the plane and come back, reconvene, see what that $2,000 number would do to the game. So that's why Nancy Pelosi immediately said, okay, she knew it wasn't realistic, but she says, I agree with you. Let's do it.
Okay. Now, question. What do you feel, what do you think is happening with him, with Trump making all these pardons to these criminals?
Well, that's his authority. He has that authority as president. People need to know what their government can and cannot do. It's all in the Constitution. He's been overruled on many occasions because he tried to do things unconstitutionally. But he can do this constitutionally. He's got the pardon power, exclusive.
Okay.
And so, just like you, Billy Jones, if you was going out the door and I'm your friend, would you help me out?
Let me tell you what would happen and why I would do it. I, as the president in the situation of President Trump, who is setting up, feathering his nest for his next move, if I've got people that I know have the skills to do crooked things and have the type of will that are willing to do what I ask them and what I tell them to do, I want those folks on my team. Those folks will be beholden to me. They will do whatever I choose to want them to do. So I'm gathering up all my thieves, all my people who have done some tremendously horrible things to this country, putting them ready. So when I'm ready to call upon them to have them tap into their friends, have them tap into their monies to support me, that's what I'm doing. I am feathering my army of folks for when I'm ready to make my move. I've got people who will join me. I know they're in that 77 million folks who want me. And these are people that can make things happen. That's why I would pardon those people. That was my take. Yes, sir.
Well, that was part of his army before he got elected. He was a crook already.
But he needs them now. But he needs
he had a crooked network out there that got him to where he was in the first place. So all he's doing is sending signals to them all to say, You guys don't ever have to worry about being on my team because you see, I take care of my team, and he's demonstrating it to them by letting murderers, all kinds of fraudsters and tricksters and everything else out of prison who were legitimately convicted. Not the pardon thing is say, well, I think my friend Billy Jones is in prison, but he was unfairly put in there, that he was innocent or whatever, so I'm going to use this power to pardon him. No, these people were not innocent or unfairly. These people were downright crooks and gangsters that he is releasing.
And so now, and they have skills. They have skills.
They're part of his team. They keep him coming back with his $75 million in 4 years.
And you've already had Michael Flynn already telling him and talking to him, counseling him, let's do martial law. You ought to do martial law.
Right. Before you even leave, we don't even, see what you're talking about is the future. What Flynn is talking about right now, Flynn is saying stay where you are and bring the army out to make sure you can stay.
Okay.
So that'll be another constitutional test for us to find out. He thought the Supreme Court would be able to be manipulated. He found out that couldn't be true because the judges don't want the future to judge them. Now, it says since you're the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and everybody, you give an order, everybody got to snap to and salute. So tell them that these states have messed up and we have the authority to rerun the election in those states. So I'm ordering the army to go out and declare martial law. That's what martial law is. It suspends the Constitution and gives power to the military.
And he controls the military.
And he controls the military, just like he controls the pardons.
What is your thought on that?
Well, we're going to find out. I don't have no thoughts on it. I'm just telling you what I think, and that is the Constitution is the Constitution. Now, as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, if he tells these officers, these generals and everything to do something, what do you think they're supposed to do? They took an oath to the Constitution, not to the president. And so they're going to have to make an interpretation of what the Constitution requires of them in a situation. They ought to take their oath says they ought to obey all lawful orders.
Now you brought up
if they determine that it's an unlawful order that he's giving them, they can refuse to do it. But next guy down the line will, if he can't get the general to do it, then he'll fire the general and ask the colonel to do it.
Okay.
If he can't get the colonel to do it, he'll fire the colonel and ask the majors to do it.
Here's my question. Here's my question for you now. Again, is the oath says that they are to do what the president says to do. How
they
is
they follow all lawful orders?
I understand. Now, seeing that we have the president that's sitting in office, and we have the president that is the president-elect who is now assuming that office and the powers of that office.
Right.
What if the president says what you're saying? We're going to do march. I'm just saying, just to play it out.
Right.
Would the generals or would the military be responsive to Trump, or would they be responsive to Biden? In your thoughts?
No. They have to be responsible to the Constitution of the United States. They swore an oath to obey the Constitution. The Constitution says that the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. They are in the armed forces, and therefore, any lawful order that they get from their commander-in-chief, they must obey. Otherwise, resign their office or be court-martialed for disobeying the order. So, no, the president-elect is just that. He ain't nowhere in the Constitution. The Constitution speaks to the president, the sitting president only, and that's the only one that the generals have to be responsible to, his lawful orders.
So no matter at this point, now we can take that as a situation, but this would apply in all circumstances that whatever Trump chooses to do, Trump trumps everybody else, as long as it's lawful.
As long as it's lawful.
Wow.
That's the pinpoint right there,
Wow.
is to determine what is lawful. Well, who determines what is lawful? The Supreme Court.
But I mean,
in the Constitution, the interpretation of the law is given to the Supreme Court. The execution of the law is given to the executive, that is the president, and the making of the laws is given to the legislative body.
Okay. Okay. That is very interesting for us, for me to know, and for the world to know, because some folks saying, "Well, I wonder how the United States folks only got two presidents," and we are here wondering who actually holds the power, because people are saying, "Well, we would know we have Joe Biden is the president now."
No, it's not.
Thank you. So I want us to know how, as we're going through and we're throwing all these darts at President Trump, that Trump still holds the Trump cards. Is that correct?
For 30 more days.
For 30 more days. Okay, wow. Mr. Leo Brazil, before we go into the vaccine, let me talk to Annie once again, Tanny, before we let you go. Annie,
Yes.
what type of thoughts do you have during the holidays?
Well, Billy, you know what? As I say all the time, I'm looking for me a good dinner. You know I like that Popeye chicken.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
Well, that's what you're looking for, but I know that folks, just like for Thanksgiving, that beautiful turkey and all the dressings and all the stuffings and such that your folks prepared for you. So you're never left out when it comes to having wonderful food during these holidays.
No, I don't.
What is your thinking about going into 2021, Miss Annie, who is 90 years of age?
Well, you know what, Billy? My thoughts is this. I will do to myself and my fellow man like I've been doing, and that's treat them right. Treat them with respect.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, if I can help anyone do anything, just say a good word to them, which that's my goal every day. And I hope that whatever this is that's rolling around will soon stop, so we can go back to our churches and our meetings and have our life once more like it was.
Annie, who is 90 years of old, 90 years of age, beautiful, still vibrant. You can hear that voice, hear that mind. Tell me some of the awards that you've received during your wonderful time of helping people.
Really, that's almost. In other words, I give some lately. Well, I'm in a wheelchair, and out of wheelchair, and I got a brand new one that for Christmas. And I've also got several garments that my people have given me already. I put on the couch a few minutes ago, and then I get all the equipment that I need. I get all of them that I need.
Okay. Now, Annie, my question was the awards for some of the services that you have served. What type of awards have you received?
Oh, Now I have got quite a few of those. I have pictures. I've gotten a lot of money.
Excuse me. Name the organizations that have named you as an award recipient.
Oh, organizations?
Yes.
Yes. That I work with, the Children's Home is one of them, and I also worked with the Ford Company, the three companies, car companies. I work with them. I've got some plaques and all from them during my lifetime, and I really appreciated that. I've come to be working with a bunch of kids, and I got a big plan for them, and also had a time of going to Washington D.C. with the president we had, which was Bush.
Mm-hmm.
I laid and dined with him and his wife, but when they was here on the last, so I really enjoyed my life.
Yes, you have, and you've also you had a birthday, and you had about 15 folks who you were. What was that about?
When I first came.
Wait. Excuse me. I don't have a lot of time to get all the background. Just tell me about the 15 folks in the church, the people
That's what I'm going to say now. Mm-hmm. I met them in 1951, and they were younger girls, and I happened to be 21 at that particular time. So I seen a ad in a paper one Sunday, and I went downtown there on Gratiot and went upstairs and interviewed myself. So that guy hired me that day because he had a program that he was getting young women to work, and that was cosmetics at that time too, Billy. And he had me the way I was dressed and looking that day to manage those girls, and I was 18. I was 21, and some of them was 16 and 18.
Well, I'm going to skip it now to your party. What did those ladies tell you? Now,
Well, they told me how they enjoyed it and what they got from me being a mother to them. And they were recorded. I didn't have any problem with them. And it was 18 of them.
okay. Thank you so very much. And again, you know, Annie, I've enjoyed listening and talking to you today. And what would you like to say to the folks to wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah?
Well, to me, I would wish them Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and always be lovable to a person. And if there's any time you can take up any time with a person to help them in any kind of way, feel free to do it because God will bless you for that.
And you have been blessed for 90 years. But the process there, family, is this. You can grow and you're going to allow yourself to just get old and fade away and leave us, excuse me. Or you can do what Annie chose to do. Annie chose to live. You get up to 350, 400 pounds, you know you're waiting for that bad day.
Yeah.
Annie listened, and we fussed, and we kind of got into that type of thing because, again, I was not going to give up. I was not going to take the process of what's been working for me is going to work. No. And I want you to know, family, that my Jones Asides program was about making changes in folks' lives. We did that for almost 27 years. Almost 27 years to the process where I even came on television and did a Workout Pros shows live per day, 5 days a week, to motivate the community, to make the folks see that when we talk about Jones Asides, it's not just for women, it's for men, it's for youngsters, it's for everybody to feel good about yourself. And when we say, I love me, we have to get into that I love me feeling. And if you've lost it, and I'll tell you something, family, I have lost it too. I lost it too. Why? Because I did not continue to do the workouts and the things that was needed to do to make sure that my body was in supreme condition all the way through my life. That you did in the past won't continue to work for you if you don't continue to work it. Things will change. Annie, I want to thank you so very much, okay?
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, and we love you, and we'll be talking to you a little later today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Love everybody. Bye.
All right. Is it close to a commercial break time? Or, because I do want to hear that lemon burn and understanding this, family. When you hear about that lemon burn, when we talk about your health, and Leo, I'm coming to you after the break. When we go talk about that lemon burn, we're talking about getting yourself somewhat healthy. We're talking about getting yourself somewhat healthy. I say somewhat because that's a step. But when we talk about Buy Black, you want to get that lemon burn because the lemon burn has folks who are operating from the station to reach out to help you, help the station when you come in and you buy that lemon burn product. You can either have the product delivered to you. I understand on Tuesdays, if you call early on a Tuesday, station has folks that will deliver. I understand that Minister Malik Shabazz will have folks that will deliver. Why? Because it helps Minister Malik Shabazz's program. It helps his TV station. It also helps my program. Also, I want you to look at and listen to very carefully the African Easy Silk Hair and Skin Line commercial. I'm a salesperson. I haven't sold anything in terms of you since I've been on television up the last 6 to 10 months. we will be making announcements about that. But Tim, we're going to do it, the doggone thing. That's Mr. Timmy Tim, y'all.
African Ease. We have an array of products to assist you in all your beauty or body needs. Do you want curly, soft, beautiful hair? Well, try our relaxer line, designed to leave your hair soft, silky, and full of body. Or would you like beautiful, straight, shiny, long-lasting hair? Well, try our Cherry or Extreme Hold Spritz with our Cream Shine. It's guaranteed to give you that look you want. How about dry, achy feet or legs that you can't seem to keep moisturized? Well, try our African Shea Butter Foot Lotion. We have many products to help you with all phases of your beauty and body needs. For a full list of all our products, please visit our website at www.aeasysilk.com or call us at 313-277-2319.
Hi, this is LaWanda,
This is R.J. Watkins.
coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
Hi, I'm Tim Smith, also known as Timmy Tim, Technical Director here at WHBR TV and Radio. We want to wish you and your family the merriest of happy holidays.
We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and us. This is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones. And we want you again to make sure you share this video, this program. And remember, the program is live every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11. That's the Talk Beat Jones. And again, I am Billy E. Jones. And this program was taught to me in terms of, we called it the drums, getting the drum beats. And to get the drum beat going real good, let's check the other line and see who we got. But I'm going to come back to Mr. Leo Brazil. But let's check my line, Tim, and see who's that real quick.
I think it's just Leo.
Okay.
Hello?
Leo, hold on.
Yeah.
Minister Malik Shabazz, I see that we're trying to find Minister Malik Shabazz. We want to bring him on as well. Okay. So, Mr. Leo.
Yes, sir.
Who is all that for folks who got questions and answers and things that they want to debate and talk about. We got the man himself, and of course, I'm sitting here. I ain't no piece of chocolate chip. Mr. Leo.
Yes, sir.
Teach us, my brother. Teach us. It's your show now.
Teachers on what? I mean, like I said, I'm a question answerer.
Okay, here's my question for you, sir. We've got folks out there now. We're talking about this vaccine. And I've heard surgeons get on the airways and talk about how important this vaccine is and that they're taking a vaccine and how it was developed. And they spoke about the fact that this vaccine, although it seems to have come out very quickly, was not a vaccine that was produced that fast. It was a derivative, actually, of research work that had been going on viruses, etc., for almost 20 plus years. So how is it that they were able to divert this quickly into the COVID situation? And with all of these medical people and all these people stepping up to the front, and it seems like they're taking a shot. They're not doing like President Obama did and just fake drinking that water. They're actually taking the shots. Now, do you think that these shots are the same things that the people who are associated with President Trump, do you think that, as we talked about, as President Trump was going all around the country with all of his rallies and all of these folks that was coming to his rallies and not wearing any masks and stuff, and now we have all these outbreaks and etc., and they're not attributing in any way to all of these rallies that Donald Trump was putting together, having all of these people coming together unprotected, going back to their communities, going back to their homes, and we've got this stuff running wild. That's my question, sir. Oh, do you think the people who are saying, I don't know if I still want, I don't know if I want to take this. I'm not still sure. I still want to wait. What is your thoughts?
God bless them. I'm going to take the shot. I have enough information. I have enough. My mind is clear. I'm going with the scientists. I understand some of the science, but not all of it. But I understand enough of it to know that I'm going to trust that if Dr. Fauci and all these other people are taking this shot, then I'm going to take it too. If it doesn't work, then I just get sick. If it works, then I don't get sick. But if you don't take it and you don't get sick, I'm happy for you. But if you don't take it and get sick, you chose it. It's on you, not me.
Now,
just don't come around my house and stay 6 feet away from me.
Now, for folks who are wondering, that's that guy in Oakland, California. He's all of that, but he don't have the problems that I have. Do you have any health problems, Mr. Leo Brazil of Oakland, California?
7 years old. I got diabetes. I've been taking insulin for 40 years. So I got all of the underlying causes that they say will kill you first. That's why after the doctors get theirs and the people in the nursing home get theirs, I'm next in line, and I'm going to be the first one in line. I'm waiting. And for everybody that don't want to take a shot, I'm going to ask the doctor, can I take two? Let me have his. If you don't want his, I'll take it. Shoot it in the other shoulder.
Come on, Mikey. Mikey will take it. Boy, I tell you, is there another call on the line? Malik Shabazz, we're waiting for your call, sir. Malik Shabazz, will be the last time I ask for Malik Shabazz, the person I'm waiting for the call. But the reason that I'm asking for Malik to come in is I'm going to ask this question of you, Mr. Leo Brazil, who has represented that city of Oakland in many directions. How important it is at this time of the year for folks who have some dollars to spend to try to find a black business that is looking to have some people come in and buy from them?
Well, that's important all year round, not just the holidays. The point is that where you spend your money is where your priorities are. And if the people that you spend your money with don't make you a priority, then you are foolishly spending your money. And so if you look at a business that you're spending your money in and you're black and you don't see no blacks working in there, I mean, we've been fighting that struggle a long time to get our people to understand. If they're going to take our money, then they got to hire us. There got to be a benefit that comes back. That's what economy is all about. You spend your money in your community, and you hope that it bounces in the community 10 times before it leaves and goes to another community. But in our African-American community, as soon as we get that dollar in our hand, we head straight to a store run by a minority or a white man, and they take that money at the end of the day to their community, and it bounces in their community 10 times before they come back to ours. So they got a bounce out of us, maybe 2 bounces out of us in our community, and now 10 in their community. So they got 12 bounces, and we only got 1, and we wonder why we're poor.
So, but why do you think that black folks go through the process of always feeling that they need to find the latest, greatest white folks? And remember, folks, let me give you something on this. We use the terminology white folk, we flip it with that way. However, I want you to understand this. In these shoulders, in this heart that I beat, that beats in my chest, there's not a bone or any rivers of blood that run through me that have any prejudice. We're speaking about a class of folk within a class of folk, because not all white folks are feeling that way or do those things. But we're saying we have to understand we have a culture of black folk that still would believe that the white man's ice is colder than black folks' ice. Is that somewhat like we were brought up to understand, Leo?
Yes, and it's reinforced by the society. See, we live in, if you read Isabel Wilkerson's book, Caste, C-A-S-T-E, this is a caste society where it's hierarchical. There's people on the top, there's people in the middle, and there's people on the bottom. We have been told from all of our life that we are on the bottom, and the people on the top are white. And so we are reinforced in our society by seeing that. If you don't see Billy Jones on television, then you don't see nobody black on television, and you think that television is only for white people. Mm-hmm. And so you don't aspire to go there. And even if you aspire to go there, the caste system says that all the people on the top would not be on the top unless they keep you on the bottom. So that's why the society is set up the way it is. And then you got people who are poorer than me or poorer than me that are part of that upper caste in terms of color.
Yes.
They will fight like hell to keep me down because they want to hold their position in the society. And that's what Trump is banking on right now. That 75 million, all those people are not rich people. They are poor people, some of them poorer than me. Mm-hmm. But they feel they're better than me because they're in the upper caste, and I'm from the lower caste. And therefore, that's why it's a caste system, because you cannot get in. You have to be born into it.
Wow. Okay.
Can't work your way into it. You got to be born into it. So that's how America is structured today. So not all white people are racist, but American society is, in fact, racist through and through.
You're speaking of the structure within America.
The structure. It's not individual racism that we're talking about. We're talking about structural and institutional racism. Mm-hmm. The structure is caste, and the institution within there is to maintain the caste. That's what the police is, the frontline institution of racism in America.
Okay. And so how do we get our people to understand your dollars should be spent or would be better spent if you spend it at home with your black folk? But how do you go online and find out if those folks are black or whatever, so you know even when you're buying online, you're spending money with black folk?
Well, again, you just do the research. You want to find out about a corporation, you want to know about Ford Motor Company, just Google Ford Motor Company and ask Google, does Ford, how many black dealerships does Ford have? How many employees, black employees does Ford have? If you find out they don't have any, then why would you go down there and buy a Ford? As a matter of fact, you ought to be talking about like the activists will do. We will go down to the Ford place with a sign saying everybody should boycott Ford, not just me, everybody. And then Ford will do what they've always done. Tell you about how many scholarships they're giving to the black colleges and how many dealerships that we're starting. What was that brother that became the mayor there in Detroit? Wasn't he he was a basketball player? Dave Bing was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Was he a Detroit basketball player?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So in the 60s, when we started rallying against the motor companies and everything, they brought Dave Bing up and said, look, Dave got a franchise. And we said, that's good. Now, how many more we got since Dave Bing?
Wait a minute. Now, you telling Detroit some what now? Tell us what? Do it again. Because this is what we heard outside of Detroit. Is that right?
That's right.
Could you tell us again? Because I was kind of a little fuzzy with what you just said.
Well, I'm in Oakland, California in the 60s, and the Black Panthers and all of us rallying and talking about black is beautiful, and and we want to see black development so forth. So we looked around and said, well, what do we buy in the marketplace? We buy cars. Well, what car should we buy, a Chevy or a Ford? Well, whoever's bringing benefits to the black community, that's who we're going to support. So when you ask the question of Ford Motor Company or General Motors or whatever, where are you spending your money that you give out? Oh, well, we give out scholarships at Michigan State. Well, that's wonderful. Are you giving any to Morehouse?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so when they said, well, what are you doing to have franchises, because that's where the money's made in the community, they brought Dave Bing and a group of athletes, because why? Those athletes were making enough money to be able to put the down payment down on that franchise, you see. And so they waved Dave Bing in our face and said, look, we got Dave. And we said, okay, well, we go. And I can't remember which one Dave was with, Ford or General Motors. But anyway, you see, that's where we said we'll support those who support us, and those who don't support us, we're going to go out and boycott them. In fact, you remember you in California with us with what was the big demonstration over in San Francisco on Auto Row? Remember all those? It was the hotels and then Auto Row. We was attacking and boycotting and picketing automobile dealerships because they didn't have no black salesmen.
Talk to him now. Come on.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're dealing with economics, there's only three parts of economics in any problem that you're dealing with. It's either a production problem, it's a distribution problem, or it's a consumer problem. Well, we were the consumers, so that was taken care of. But on the production side, we're saying, Ford, how many people you got working on your assembly lines? On the distribution side, we said, how many people you got selling these cars and distributing them into the community? Because we know who's buying them. It's us. So we're going to stop buying them.
Yes.
Because we know that your profit margin is 15%. And if we hit you for 5% of that, boy, you're in big trouble. So they don't mess around. When the consumers say, we thinking about boycotting something, the first thing they do is start sending out them black voices to say, look, No. It's about economic development. It's about spending your money where you get benefits.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Now, speaking about benefits, real quickly, why are you working out? You've got all these different health issues, things going on, etc. So why don't you just get in a comfortable chair, sit back every day, have your cocoa or whatever it is, watch TV or listen to the music, and wait for the next day to come and let your body just keep deteriorating? Why don't you do like other folks, Mr. Leo Brazil? Why are you willing to get up and do what is it that you do for yourself besides take your medication?
Well, I have my bicycle thing here. I noticed they have the thing there to have people sitting in the chair and they try to sell them on, but I've had one of those for years because I was diabetic and have lost some toes and everything. I have to go to the orthopedic store to buy, various things. And so one of the things I got early on was 5-pound weights and 10-pound weights. And so I can sit in my chair and ride my bicycle. I got a bicycle out on the back porch out there that I get on every day and pedal to do the cardiovascular and everything else. So it's just like I got a nice car out there on the curb too. But if I just get in it and drive every day and don't put no oil in it, then guess what's going to happen in time?
It's going to rust out and die.
Right.
So when we're talking about this COVID and people who are scared, I'm scared. So
then wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not going. That's why I say I'm putting out the statement now. I want to live. I may not be able to live and talk about it some other time, but today I'm going to go through the perspective saying I want to motivate you. I'm talking about you, world. I'm talking about the folks out there. I want you to understand. You need to have this in your spirit that you want to live. It's not about them telling you, well, your family history says this is going to happen or that's going to happen. You can make a change. Back in the day, before people started doing all this running, these marathons, etc., and these 10Ks, the people who was dealing with that, the Bill Rogers, etc., their family members had health conditions they were working their health to try to live longer than people felt their family history would allow. That's what showed us about the beta endorphins, etc., what it can do for you to get out and work out and do the things that's right. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to be into you, and you are thinking about you, because I want to live, and I want you to want to live. People say, well, Billy, when you're talking about bringing back a Jones-sized program, you are what they call, our friend called it, had a man, used to be a man or whatever, had a man, had a whatever. Well, I had the body, still got a body, outside, skin, bone, but it doesn't function the way it used to function. And I feel this way. If we got folks who can live to be 100 and can talk good and do things, why can't I? Why can't you? Love yourself. Leo, do you love you?
That's the two most sacred laws of the Ten Commandments. Love God with all your heart and soul, and love your brother like you love yourself. And all else is commentary.
Sounds wonderful on this holiday, going into the holidays further. So right about now, of course, for those folks who celebrate Merry Christmas, and we want to wish you a great, great, happy Merry Christmas. Of course, we want to make sure that you folks who do Hanukkah and Kwanzaa do the wonderful thing and feel great about your holiday celebrations. We also want to celebrate New Year's early and say Happy New Year to you. How about you, Leo? What would you say?
I say 2021, come on, come on, come on, and be all over starting anew, because 2020 has been a beat. Can't wait for 2021. Come on, 2021.
Come on, 2021. Well, I tell you, I'm going to end this. I was hoping that I did text him, and I was hoping that Minister could have called in. I wanted to promote his thing he's doing on the 31st, but I guess he chose not to call. Thank you, Minister. Again, this is because he apparently had to run out the door because he is always doing things. Doggone it. But I am Billy E. Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. Don't forget, we love you. We appreciate you, respect you. I've got Tim. Did you want to say anything? But I just want to say to Tim, we love working with you, brother, and I appreciate you showing and setting things up. You want to have a great Merry Christmas and a great New Year. Family, we love you. Peace. Don't forget, share the video. And don't forget, Wednesday, 10 a.m., Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy Jones. Love you. Bye now. Because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and